It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I gotta make $1 million in this lifetime. Oh, I gotta make $1 million in this lifetime. Elimination.
I said I gotta get this money, dog. Could beat them pull-ups doing numbers on us. My family gotta eat, don't make us turn to Jeffrey Dahmer. This crown ain't never stopping. Never thought I'd make it to 30. Felt like Janis Joplin. Had to find some better options. I thought this music would make me a meal. Damn. I thought that talent guaranteed the deal. Shit. Study the craft that don't reward the skill. Came here to present the cure. The people prefer to be ill. Fuck it, I'd rather be still. I taught the guy with tears rolling my industry, pushing cold like I railroaded. I parried the punches with bells tolling, invested money like shareholders, lost it all. But in the midst of that, I built my focus. I used to care about so many to my darkest times. I used to think being hated would hurt my walk with God. I used to think keeping people smiling would make them love me. Man, all that shit never did nothing for me. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone's doing well out there this afternoon, going into the evening. So, in this video, we're going to be getting into Ebro and Peter Rosenberg, who, of course, they have the Ebro Laura Rosenberg show on YouTube, syndicated, all that good stuff. In the latest episode, they ended up having a conversation about the debate that took place between Charlamagne and the DJ that don't spin. Of course, we covered that on my channel. I showed multiple clips about that so-called debate, the debate about nothing, as I called it. You go into it just as confused as you walk away from it, because at the end of the day, there's really nothing that they can be debating over, right? Bottom line is, the DJ that don't spin and No Spin TV are being investigated for nefarious acts involving fraud. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Charlamagne brought it to the internet after he was already being attacked, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He tried to give dude a heads up and alert to look into some things. People, you know, giving out information regarding his business and just to button up everything. Homeboy took it the wrong way and decided to go on attack and let his little dog off the leash, his Australian dog off the leash. And here we are. So Ebro Rosenberg, they had a conversation about it. They basically did their own version of a reaction video to it and gave their own set of commentary. But in the midst of them having the conversation, they ended up becoming at odds between their goddamn selves. I don't know how the fuck we got there, but that's where we got. So, basically, Rosenberg felt like Charlamagne still could possibly be compromised as far as his relationship to Roc Nation. And I've seen some other people that feel that way. And hey, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. My personal perspective as it pertains to Charlamagne and Roc Nation is he doesn't hold any position of value over at Roc Nation. Clearly, he fucks with them. Clearly, he fucks with Jay-Z. He wears the Roc Nation hats and shirts and stuff all the time. He wore a little pin on his shirt. You know, he fucks with them. But there's nothing substantial that he can do for them, right? He has a radio show, but he barely even talks about them in the grand scheme of things if you look at their show in totality rather than just looking at select clips. Yes, he went into a casino bid with them because he had the bread to do so. But it's not like it was going to be a Roc Nation casino to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like Roc Nation was part of the group of people, investment firms, and everybody that was trying to get it in. And he was going to go under with them. But I just don't understand what the big deal about that is, especially when he did the proper disclosures with his job and everybody so that it wouldn't be an issue, right? His opinion regarding Roc Nation or Jay-Z or whatever, I really don't care about. I don't listen to Charlamagne for his opinion all that often. You know what I mean? It's only so often his opinion even matters.
It's not like he's on a stream daily going against anyone who dares say anything against Rock Nation. It just doesn't happen. But anyway, Rosenberg, of course, who is a sworn enemy of Charlamagne, based on the Hot 97, Power 105 wars of yesteryear. Y'all are no longer even affiliated. But I guess some things never go away. So he says, I don't know. Charlamagne could still be compromised by Rock Nation. And Ebro basically took up for Charlamagne and was like, that's just not how it works, bro. You know? And then he went on to actually detail different people in the entertainment industry or whatever industry it may be that he's actually gone in on investments with, who he actively criticizes on air. And he says, you know, you don't have to be compromised. You don't have to give people favorable opinions or whatever just because you do business with them outside of work. And then they get into this whole debate about who has money for investments and who don't. And Rosenberg really got offended. He gets to the point of calling Ebro a bitch. Like, I don't understand how you get there from talking about Charlamagne and the DJ that don't spin. But when you deal in chaos, sometimes you can invite it into your own circumference. Let's go ahead and get to it.
Because I feel like Akademiks represents a population on the internet and his fans that don't understand things like well.
That's a good brand.
You know what I mean?
We represent those that don't understand.
Well, and it's because they're so caught up in fandom or they're so caught up in internet hype. Maybe they do understand. They just play like that on the internet or whatever. But the whole idea that like Drake lost the battle and then there was, and I'm sure there were media personalities that was like ready to finish him off forever.
Oh, but he's referring to you, but go ahead. Yeah.
But how was that? I never took that stance though.
I know you didn't, but I'm explaining the whole you doesn't understand anything. He didn't understand. And this was interesting to see Charlamagne try to explain this, though I didn't think it needed an explanation.
But it clearly does.
Clearly does. Just because we sat here and were like, well, man, Drake, woo, that went bad. That was us piling on and saying, haha, good, we finally got him.
Having commentary.
That's how I believe he saw that as a man fan.
He saw it as people having their own opinion about what we all witnessed and all were attest to. Just because it wasn't favorable for his so-called guy, he took it as the media shitting on him. Just because they had two eyes and a mouth to say what they saw. What?
That's the only way he was able to But that's when you said just there are media personalities, I'm chuckling because he was definitely referring to you and some others, but you among the most prominent.
I didn't think listen, I don't necessarily believe all the hype that I get in my algo that I'm the preeminent like Drake hater. I think that's I don't know. That's why I just left it alone at media personality. Maybe there's somebody else. I don't know.
I'm sure there are other people.
But I don't know. But I don't want to assume. But my point being is when Iceman was ready, we all were ready and celebrated Iceman and was ready to listen to it and have a good time with it. Like,
doesn't matter.
No, I know what you're saying, but that's ridiculous. Like, and that's actually that's why I found the conversation interesting.
Because the fact that Charlamagne had to explain, hey, you don't to Akademiks, hey, you don't have to jump in and be on a side. You can just analyze the thing that happens and say, hey, he's going to be fine, on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's just a rap battle.
And Akademiks saw it as like, nah, that's my man.
I'm not going to let him bleed out on the floor.
And you thought I was crazy when I said at the Jay-Z show, I thought there were a couple times he was performing for me. Akademiks like, they're coming from my man. I got you. Like, what? That's how you saw. Now, listen, in the end, he was rewarded with a chain because he went that hard.
Well, no, and he's in the...
Hey, has anybody questioned if that chain is even real? I done seen him wearing it a few times, and I swear I'm not trying to be a hater. But based on the chains that we see rappers wear, and then we see the chain that homeboy got, do we think that shit real? I don't know. And when I say we, I don't mean a collective thought of like, hey, what do we think? But just like, let me know how y'all view it.
Iceman rollout. He hosted the Iceman rollout.
Got to host the Iceman rollout.
So when and once again, I'll remind you guys, every accusation is a confession.
Right.
So when he's talking about people picking sides, he's the one picking sides. Right. He's talking about himself.
It's so obvious, but
because you've picked a side, you're assuming everyone else has. We were just watching a rap battle.
Yo. Exactly.
And in a battle where there's literally a conflict of some sort, you do pick a side like teams. After that, you're like, all right, on to the next.
The irony is this man is on the line with them, trying to give them information, do whatever they can. We never were talking to Kendrick. We were sitting here watching it literally as objective rap fans. And if Drake could come back and smack Kendrick, I'll be like, oh, man, Kendrick's my guy. But woo, he took one that he really didn't get it. Now, I will say the one other interesting thing, though, while I saw the commentary moving around that everyone was like, wow, Charlamagne made Akademiks look stupid, which is not a huge shock based on seeing them together. I would kind of predict that result. But I will say, I thought Charlamagne took a huge L in that I really never knew up until a clip hit my algorithm that he was legitimately deep in with Roc Nation. I thought that was Akademiks talking shit. I did not know that.
Well, look, I this is what I will say.
I just thought he wore the hat.
Being invited, if you have money, being invited to make an investment in things is something that people with money do. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily in with a particular person because you made an investment.
I mean, it's pretty in.
No, not true.
Listen, let me tell you, as someone who's never been in, it's in.
But you don't have money to invest.
There you go.
I mean, how do you know? How do you know what Charlamagne invested?
There you go.
Well, because I haven't seen you invest in anything. So I don't know. But I'm just saying.
Ebro, I have money to invest in things. No one asked me to be a part of anything.
Well, then
because I'm not gonna roll over. They know I'm too much of a risk. I am seeing.
Goddamn Rosenberg turned red immediately. Holy shit. Why did y'all go down this path? Oh, my Lord. I got to run that back just one time for the one time.
Ebro, I have money to invest in things. No one.
That people with money do. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily in with a particular person because you made an investment.
I mean, it's pretty in.
No, not true.
Listen, let me tell you, as someone who's never been in, it's in.
But you don't have money to invest.
That's
not
true. I mean, how do you know? How do you know what Charlamagne invested?
Well, because I haven't seen you invest in anything. So I don't know. But I'm just saying.
Ebro, I have money to invest in things. No one asked me to be a part of anything.
Well, then
because I'm not gonna roll over. They know I'm too much of a risk. I am seen as, I believe, a risk to be too close to people. Either that, or they just. At least I can be grateful that quietly people think I have.
So this is an interesting piece, and although it doesn't necessarily pertain to the Charlamagne and Homeboy debate, it's interesting that Rosenberg feels like in order to invest with these, whomever they may be, people, that he has to roll over and compromise a piece of himself in order to be a part of an investment group. You know what I'm saying? And Ebro, on the other hand, is saying, well, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the capital to invest and you have the network or the relationships to do so, it's pretty commonplace, you know? Whereas Rosenberg kind of looks at it like he doesn't have the personality to even, I don't know, like maybe he'll completely thrash the folks he's investing with on air and end up fucking up the whole operation or something. I don't know what his view is, but it's interesting that he says that.
Nothing in my pocket. But what I'm saying is, don't say it's not nothing to be asked to be part of a group to invest. Of course that's something.
Well, no.
That's legitimately being down.
No, it's being in business with people, yes, but it's not being on someone's payroll. It's not necessarily being
the word payroll is him trying to take shots. Yeah. But it is compromising. You are no longer an objective critic of
I've definitely invested in things with people that I'm critical of other things that they're doing to their face. I don't like it, and even here on the show. And now I've never invested in music, but definitely products and definitely real estate things with people that I don't agree with, both politically, right, and personally. Absolutely. And it'll be a group of like 30 people.
I guess it depends on what the situation is, but that could be still seen as compromise.
No,
you may choose not to be compromised.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying it's people wouldn't view it that way.
Right.
I'm just saying that's not necessarily true if you are somebody that makes investments.
Sure, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But it also could be compromising.
It could be, depending on the person and depending on what your scruples are.
I think the whole thing's silly because what is happening that's that, like,
well, in that scenario,
what's that important that Charlamagne can't comment cleanly on Rock Nation? Like, this isn't about foreign governments. Like,
right.
So what? What's the big compromise?
And for that matter, right? If it's a legitimate investment. If I make a legitimate investment in something, and I put my money up, and there's documents signed on, I can say what the fuck I want to say. Like,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my money. I can say what the fuck I want to say. It's my.
Yo, it's crazy. You just threw out. You don't have money to invest in me.
He brought that shit back. They went off on a whole nother tangent. He said, man, I gotta bring this shit back up, bro. What? Hold on. Let's bring it back to the square, please.
Wow, out of nowhere. You're like, you don't even have anything to invest in anything.
Well, because I haven't seen you invest in anything, so I didn't know if that's what you're doing with your money.
But that's still a crazy thing to throw at someone.
No, it's not.
I mean, I know. I'm telling you, no one in that world. You're a cool guy club in the industry, bro. I've never been in it.
Make a phone call.
I'll be honest. Part of me wants to be, and part of me is like, I don't like that crowd.
Well, then you got.
And I find it very interesting that Rosenberg is saying you're a cool guy. You're cool guy circle in the industry. I've never been a part of it, but a lot of people from the outside looking in look at Rosenberg not as part of a cool club, but as part of the exclusive club because he has Jewish background, right? So people generally will be looking at him like, clearly you're in, right? You're a part of something that we can't even get in if we wanted to, right? But yeah, he's looking at Ebro like he's ascended to the elite groups that he can't get in. So this whole conversation is interesting.
Got to make a decision. If you want to make investments with people making money, you got to make some relationships. So do you have money to invest or not? Because if you did, you would make a phone call and be like, yo, what are you guys working on?
You did it again. No, that's two separate things. There's having money to invest, and then there's, am I good? Either A, do I want to play those games with people, and am I good at playing those games with people?
What's the game?
I don't think I'm particularly good at it. I don't think I think I'm judgmental, and I can be like, I don't want to be a part of that crowd. You suck it up and hang around people you don't like to do those things. I don't think I can.
You sucking up and hanging around people you don't like. Okay, Rosenberg, get you one in. You sucking up and hanging around these people you don't even fuck with. I can't do that. Okay, get your little sucker punch in, all right?
I already have to do it.
You already do it.
I already have to do it, but I already do it.
You already do it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Boom, another one.
You do it for work.
Ooh,
you do it for to hang out with
it.
wrestlers. You do it to do sports. You do it all day anyways. What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
You're just talking.
Do I have to do more of it, though?
If you want to make some money, what the fuck,
you
man?
You do have to choose where you want to
go. Yeah,
go.
but you have to do it always with people that you don't fuck with?
Who has the money?
And not always, unless you find some cool
Find some people with money that you like.
But, you know.
I don't know.
Because how about this? Right. That's why I said you don't have money to invest. Because you're not actively doing it.
Here we go.
But that's
not a slight. You wouldn't be having this convo with me if you had money to invest. You would have been made phone calls, or you would have been hanging out with people that you like.
Because it makes it sound like Rosenberg's broke.
Yeah,
like,
bro, you sound like a dick. Shut the fuck up.
No, you sound like a dick.
No, you don't.
No, you sound like an asshole.
The words you use.
No, you're
sound
saying
like I don't have money. Because bitch, shut the fuck up.
No, you're a bitch.
No,
you know why? Let me tell you why you're a hoe. Let me tell you why you're a hoe.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. We went somewhere else. His pockets is really screaming, bitch. You better defend me. Hell no. You can't let him talk to you like that. Defend me. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
You would have been made phone calls, or you would have been hanging out with people that you like.
Because it makes it sound like Rosenberg's broke.
Yeah, bro, you sound like a dick. Shut the fuck up.
No, you sound like a dick.
No, you don't.
No, you sound like an asshole.
The words you use.
No, you're
sound
like
an asshole. You're saying I don't have money. Because shut the fuck up.
No, you're a bitch.
No,
you're a
I'm
hoe.
not.
You know why? Let me tell you why you're a hoe. 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 Because you just called me a bitch for no reason.
No, it is for a reason.
No, it's not. It's because because you're being a hoe because you don't know how to invest.
That's different.
You don't
so
know.
then say that. I listened to you about
because you
shit like
don't
that.
have money to invest.
Yo, my man, what's wrong with you? We keep going over
You don't.
this. You keep saying the same
You
thing.
don't.
But you don't know that. Stop.
And I'm going to keep calling you a bitch
Stop.
if you keep saying that.
Listen, man.
Bro, stop.
Listen. If
Stop
you had money
saying
to
that.
invest, if you had money to invest,
Stop saying
you wouldn't
that.
be talking like you're talking right now.
No, it's because I don't understand the disrespect repeatedly, bro.
Because
And you're
you
wrong.
sound nuts.
That I said I don't know people.
No, you said
I don't know this crowd.
No,
You're like, well, you don't have money.
What crowd? There is no crowd. There's people that have money and you talk to them. That's it.
Both of you guys sound like dicks.
You
Just stop.
But you just don't understand when you say things that are incredibly slighting. How do you not know that? It's like the Drake thing over and over again. You say shit and you go, why? I didn't. Bro, I'm not mad at you. You just kept saying, all I said was, the Rock Nation thing, I don't understand it. I don't know people like that. And you go, well, it's because you don't have money to invest. How in hip hop? How would that sound?
Because if you had money to invest, you would talk to people and say, hey, I got some money to invest. Who do you know that is something going on that would be interesting?
And bro,
because you already are around people that do this. That's the point.
But you keep saying it wrong intentionally.
Yeah,
Why do you not know?
You just keep telling him.
And I'm sorry I called you a bitch. It's me trying to
invest. It's mean.
It's me, and it's me trying to, and I'm being now mean back to you because you're being an asshole. I don't think you're a bitch, but what you're doing is bitchy. Bro, I have money. I invested in boring places like Edward Jones. I don't call you when you're friends. I don't know them. I don't know those people. They never treated me like that. That's it. You keep saying if you had money. No, I have money. I give it to random boring firms and I invested in little things. I wasn't raised to like, you have always had a DNA of, there's an opportunity, but I wasn't raised like that. I don't have that in me. My parents literally sat on a bank account and that's what I thought you do. Like you just stack money under a pillow and that's what you do. I did not know. So then you keep flipping it and saying, if you had money to invest, you don't understand why that's slighting?
No.
Ebro, stop.
You're willfully a dick.
Now you're being a dick on purpose.
No.
And you call me a hoe, which I think is beyond bitch.
No, it's not. You're being a hoe and a bitch.
No.
And a pussy about it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Everyone's telling you you're wrong. You're playing the role of me right now. You're being...
Who's everyone? Because it ain't but three of y'all in the damn room. Now, I understand. Now, I understand Laura is like, cut it out. And you telling him he wrong. But who's everyone? Are the camera operators in that motherfucker saying, Ebro, you tripping in your headset or something? Because what did I miss where everyone said it? Who's everyone? But I do understand what Rosenberg is saying. Because he feels like, no, I do have bread. I do have like a little something that I can invest. But I'm not buddy with these groups, these higher ups, these billionaires, so to speak, or even like multi upon multi millionaires, right? He's not in those circles. He meets these people. He may interview some of these people. He may be around some of them, but when they see him in public, they're not going out their way to shake his hand, give him a hug, ask him how the kids are doing, right? Whereas Ebro, based on his personality, even if I don't know what Ebro's financial situation is, but for a long time, Ebro was the higher up to Rosenberg, you know what I mean? So there probably is definitely a leg up that he has based on the position he held and the people that he knew, especially, I mean, all y'all are in New York City. I would imagine all y'all have access to immense amounts of people who could help you invest. Got to watch out for the scams because shit, white collar crimes happen too. But it's just a very interesting debate they're having here. And I understand where both are coming from. I think Ebro, he is being a dick, because he's being blunt and he's not skirting his words and he's not like going around the block. He's just saying, if you had the money to invest, like you say, you would make the call to the people who could put you in touch with the people. And basically he's saying you would have called me by now to make that move if that was really the case. That's what I think is not being said. But we'll continue.
told by the people around you you're being a dick, and now you're being defensive and wrong.
No, I'm not even defensive. I disagree. That's not defensive. I fucking disagree.
Okay, but you can disagree, but you don't have to be mean about it. Like
saying the words "you don't have the money to invest" is not the same as saying you don't make the phone calls and do the things.
And he's admitting to you that. No,
and I'm telling you, you're right. That's a shortcoming. But I'm not going to sit here in a hip hop space where literally these assholes grade us by how much money we make and have my friend and partner say, you don't have shit. Why would that be okay?
I never said you don't have shit. I said you didn't have money to invest.
I know, but you
have listen.
Oh, then maybe I don't understand the words you're saying, but if I don't understand it, what do you think they do?
Well, because when you have money to invest, that means you've actively set aside money to invest. That's like literally what it's for. It's not like a savings account where it's like literally I might lose this money.
Right.
I'm not putting this in because I think it's
money that can be placed somewhere that could be risked and gone. Okay.
Calling a firm, a professional firm, and making an investment, that's more like a savings situation. That's more guaranteed.
It's safe.
It's safe.
It's safe.
Yeah.
Money to invest, you may not get back.
Yeah, but the difference of having it or not having it is just if you have the balls to, like, I'm down to risk
because then I don't have it. I don't have it to invest.
But that's still a choice if you want to use it or not.
Yes, but some people don't have it.
But you see what I'm saying? That now we're getting to the nitty gritty. You're saying
some people I don't do that. Like there's people who's like, I don't do that. I don't have money to invest like that. I don't do that. Like there's people like that.
That exists, but there's
that's
also
real
people
thing.
who have money that they're like,
I'm
don't
too
want
scared.
to.
I don't. That's not what I do because, like, I don't know. I'm a child of the Holocaust. I don't know. The idea of being like, yo, let me throw this money over here. I'm scared to do it. What if it never comes back?
Because you.
But that's not. You're gonna keep saying the same fucking thing.
But that's what it is.
But it's not.
It is.
Then it's a language. It's a word choice you're using that doesn't connote what you're thinking.
No, you're sensitive about it. There was times people would be like, "Yo, you want to invest? I don't have money to invest. I can't play with y'all. I don't have money to invest."
But I'm telling you, Ebro, I do, and I don't.
He has it. He's just scared to use it.
I don't use it like that. It could go, and I would be okay.
Well, then you gotta,
but I'm not going to do it.
But in my mind, you don't have it to invest. You have it, but that's not what it's for.
But that's a word choice that you're using. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what investing is, bro. That's what investing is.
The annoying and frustrating part about the entire conversation is that in the end, it still does come down to me making a decision that's kind of a bitchy thing to do. But it's my choice to do that.
Yeah, but I think you're being sensitive about people's perception of your money. That's why you're being offended. You think I'm trying to make it sound like you're broke.
No, I'm telling you.
That's not what it's about.
No, I hear you now.
Because relative to them people, we're broke.
Oh, yeah, for
100%.
sure.
We don't have money to invest.
100%.
Maybe you're
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't.
I hear, yeah. I mean, for them, it's like, sure. Hey, you want to get down with this?
No, I'll take you a step further. They have to.
Right. There's too much money.
They have to invest.
What are they doing? Their money has to go somewhere.
Otherwise, they're going to get taxed crazy on it, so they have to do something with it. We don't have that.
Yeah, but you didn't say we don't. You said
we weren't talking about me.
But you have to understand how these things sound sometimes.
Only because you're sensitive about your money because you're fucking getting lambasted by people who think you're broke on the internet because you don't work at Hot 97 anymore.
No.
And they think that was paying all your fucking bills.
That wasn't even what it was based on.
Somebody asked me if I was a millionaire. I'm like, who are you talking about? Not me.
They think that was the biggest thing in your life. Yo, there's people who literally.
I don't even hear that often.
I hear it all the time. We was just saying, yo, man, you good, bro? I know. It's like, what?
Well, you remember in the days after it, in the days after, they're like, man, well, Ebro's down bad now. And then the video was like, shows you at Apple the next day.
Yeah.
And like, oh, well, he had to post that to try to show people he's not broke. Well, listen, it's not typically a topic that I feel sensitive about, honestly.
No, but you're sensitive.
But it was the way you worded it sounded nuts, bro. I'm telling you.
Only because you don't have money to invest.
No, Ebro, I'm telling you.
All right, man, we're going to cut that shit off. Good conversation overall. And I think it actually shows you two different philosophies of people who do have bread and just how they view it, which is a real thing. There's people out there that got hella bread, but just don't spend it in these ways, even if they could, because they don't understand. And just like, I'm just going to hold on to what I got. I'm going to put my savings account up. I'm gonna get me my motherfucking 401k or what have you. I'm gonna stack that up, and we'll figure it out. But then there's other people who are more aggressive with the money that they have, and they like, shit, nah. If I got 50,000 that I could put towards something, let's go. And if I lose it, I get it back. I figure it out. But if I win, right? Not in terms of gambling, but if I win, if this is a good investment, if I put this money over here and I'm able to 4 or 5x or higher this investment, it's a good deal, right? So again, interesting debate. Went off the rails for a bit, but they were able to reel it in the end, okay? But again, that's Charlamagne, DJ that don't spin. You got to be real careful with how you engage with the chaos, because you could make one left turn and the chaos is right in front of your feet. What you gonna do? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I